Fear is universal. It doesn't matter who you are, rich or poor, strong or weak, prepared or unprepared. Fear visits every human being. It shows up before difficult conversations, before decisive action, before risk, before becoming who you know you could be. Fear is not a flaw. It is a biological certainty. But here's the truth most people never confront. Fear only controls those who allow themselves an escape. And centuries ago, the samurai discovered a rule so absolute, so ruthless, that once it was followed, fear could no longer survive. Not managed, not reduced, not negotiated with, destroyed, forever. Modern culture tells you fear is something to work through. They say, visualize success, breathe deeply, repeat affirmations, build confidence, but none of that kills fear. It only delays it. Because fear does not come from danger. Fear comes from choice. Fear lives in the space between, do I act or do I retreat? Do I commit or do I wait? Do I move forward or do I stay comfortable? Fear is born the moment the mind believes there is a way out. As long as retreat exists, fear has a home. The samurai understood this, and they removed retreat entirely. The samurai were not philosophers in robes. They were not motivational speakers. They were not self-help theorists. They were professional warriors, men who lived in a world where hesitation meant death, where fear did not cost comfort, it cost lives. If fear could not be eliminated, the samurai would not exist. And yet historical accounts describe them as unnervingly calm, still, silent, focused, even when outnumbered, even when wounded, even when death was guaranteed. This was not courage. Courage implies fear still exists. This was something else. This was fearlessness, born from a rule. The samurai followed many codes. Honor, loyalty, discipline, duty, but beneath all of them was one rule so fundamental it shaped their nervous system itself. A rule so final that once accepted, fear lost its leverage. But to understand it, you must first understand what fear feeds on. Fear requires three things: an imagined future, a personal loss, the possibility of retreat. Remove even one of these, and fear weakens. Remove all three, and fear collapses. The samurai removed all three. Every samurai was taught to begin each day already dead. This was not metaphor. They practiced death meditation. Daily, they imagined their body falling, their blood on the ground, their name forgotten, their life ending today. Why? Because a man who has already died has nothing left to protect. No imagined future, no attachment to outcome. Fear needs a tomorrow to threaten you with. The samurai lived as if tomorrow was irrelevant. Modern men are obsessed with self-image. How will I look? What if I fail? What will people think? The samurai did not have this luxury. They were trained to erase the personal self. They were not individuals chasing fulfillment. They were instruments of duty. When identity disappears, fear loses its grip. Because fear always asks, what happens to me? The samurai replaced me with the path. Here is the rule that killed fear forever. A samurai never planned for survival, not recklessly, not foolishly, but decisively. Once a path was chosen, it was followed completely. No backup plan, no emotional escape hatch, no mental negotiation. Survival was not the objective, execution was. And the moment survival stops being the goal, fear becomes meaningless. Fear is a signal designed to help you choose between options. When options disappear, the signal shuts off. The nervous system stabilizes. The mind quiets. The body moves with precision. This is why warriors appear calm in chaos. Not because they are braver, because they have fewer choices. The Ronin, a masterless samurai, embodied this rule more than anyone. He had no lord, no home, no safety, no future worth protecting, which meant nothing to bargain with fear, nothing to lose, nothing to hesitate over. Fear had no leverage. The Ronin was already free. Comfort teaches the brain, you can always quit, which means fear never needs to leave. The samurai feared comfort more than death, because comfort dissolves discipline, And discipline is the enemy of fear. You are not facing swords, but fear shows up the same way. Starting a business, leaving a toxic life, training your body, speaking the truth, becoming disciplined. The fear you feel is not a warning, it is a test of how many exits you have left open. To kill fear, you must apply the rule. Choose one path, close the others, burn the mental bridges. This does not mean recklessness, it means clarity. Decide once. Execute daily. Stop renegotiating with yourself. Fear cannot survive consistency. Fear dies quietly. Not with a surge of confidence, not with motivation, but with silence. One day you notice, your hands are steady, your thoughts are clear, your actions are automatic. Fear didn't leave because you defeated it. It left because it was no longer needed. This rule works forever because it changes identity. You stop being someone who tries. You become someone who executes. Fear has no power over execution. This rule is not for everyone. Most people prefer comfort. Most people prefer options. Most people prefer excuses. That is why most people live in fear. The samurai did not. The Ronin did not. And neither will you if you remove retreat. Fear is not conquered by courage. It is erased by commitment. When retreat disappears, fear follows. What would change in your life if retreat was no longer an option?